Hey, what's up, guys? This is Bull, and I just wanted to do a quick review slash reaction of MainMan's new 8-minute guide of Kazumi. Now, I'm not doing this to bash on him. I'm actually a really huge fan of MainMan. I'm originally Pakistani, and he put Pakistan's Tekken scene on the map. With like obviously Arslan Ash did that, but he brought a lot of attention to the scene, which I'm very grateful for. And but the thing is, I've been playing Tekken for a year now, and I do play 3 or 4 characters very regularly, and Kazumi is one of my mains. The thing is, I've seen him do a few of these what you call 8-minute guides, which are basically mini. I know it's a mini guide, but if you just see a few of his characters that he has done, obviously he is constrained by time, like how I main Brian, and when I saw Brian's 8-minute guide, I was like, man, how is he going to cover everything? He did a solid job for 8 minutes, and for that I will commend him. But when I saw Gigas's 8-minute guide, I was actually a bit disappointed because Gigas doesn't have too many tools to cover. So I was hoping he would be covering a bit more, and not just a bit more, but also some of the information with Gigas's guide was a bit harmful in developing, you know, certain mindsets with the character, and even with Brian's, like how he says, yeah, you never have, like when you're playing against Brian, you never have to sidestep. That's not true. Like I know Brian has really great sidestep moves, but he also has tracking issues with a lot of his key moves, like back one, down forward two. But yeah, we go going into those things a lot. But main thing was that there were certain things that he was not covering, that I wished he had covered, or I wish he'd known. If he didn't know, I don't know, that was the case. But now I'm just gonna see how he does it with Kazumi and just give my thoughts in between. I'm just gonna pause if I have a thought pop up. But yeah, let's just see how he does.
Guys, MainMan's Sui here, and welcome to Kazumi's 8-minute guide. Kazumi is a very basic and fundamental character that rewards very strong Tekken players who play with a great deal of patience, chopping down the opponent's health bar slowly, rather than going for big chunky attacks and launchers all the time.
It's a Kazumi guide, and any Kazumi guide will start with down forward one and jabs. So you gotta give him the 10 out of 10 here, main man.
She has
10 out of
strong
10 here.
movements, and again, very strong basic poking, locking down the opponent, stressing them, making them very wary of ever attacking, a little bit like her husband Heihachi, and then throwing a follow-up suddenly that hopefully counter hits,
Oh yeah.
throwing a fast counter hit launcher that hopefully counter hits into big chunky damage.
Yeah, nothing too wrong about what he was saying there. Like how you are going to do a basic approach with Kazumi is kind of centered around that. But yeah, more on that. More. Let's see if he covers everything that I'm thinking of right now, instead of just spoiling it for you guys.
She
If you haven't already watched it, because obviously you would have watched it. If you're seeing here, you probably would have watched it already.
a strong jab, very nice. She can do 1-1, only -3 on block, +6 on hit. Can mix these up, jab and jab, very good. If
Good.
1-1 connects, we'll do a very hit confirmable flash punch, classic Mishima string, 10 frame punish, 25 damage, knocks them down on their ass, and we get some nice Oki.
Yeah, and the thing about Izumi's 112 is, even though it's like classic Mishima 112, she has actually the best 112 in the game, which is kind of ridiculous considering that it's a borrowed move. So in this regard, she's kind of like Leroy in a sense, that she took a move set that belonged to, the Mishimas, and just made it even better. So yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. So yeah, especially if you're looking for easy 10 frame Punisher with Mishimas, then Kizumi is the way to go. She has the best one, in my opinion.
Very good indeed. Down forward one, super long range down forward one.
Not too
frames
long
plus
range
6 on a
now.
normal hit.
Good range, but
Only
not too long
-3 on
range.
block. But there's more, there's a follow-up, and again, just like her husband, down forward 1-2, but this one has way more range. The first hit and the second hit, and it's super hit confirmable.
Eh? What the heck?
And again,
let me hear it right.
Second hit, and it's super hit confirmable.
I think he meant to say delayable. I mean, you could actually see that it did not hit confirm. He actually blocked the second hit. It's not a hit confirm, because I think if it was a hit confirm, Kazumi might become downright broken, because down forward one is such a great move, and if you are able to hit confirm it, boy oh boy, will everybody have a hard time, because then you'd never have to finish the string ever. If it connects, just go for it.
And again, just like her husband.
Yeah, obviously you still have to finish the string in order to, you know, if they're blocking, then in order to catch them off guard. But you know what I'm saying? Like if it connects and you are able to hit confirm it, my god.
And it will wall splat, so super deadly at the wall.
Yeah, wall splat.
Yeah,
as you can see, he was delaying and it was not doing a hit confirm.
So downward one alone offers quite a big amount of mix-up utility. Will she add the follow-up? People have to be very, very careful about that. So very good. Down back 4, just like her son.
Okay, there are 2 or 3 key things with Kazumi that I feel that he has to mention, but he hasn't. I will mention them later if he doesn't by the end of this video.
Kazuya.
I made some mental notes.
Chunky at 17 damage, good range, no high evasion unfortunately, but +4 on a normal hit. Gives a lot of momentum. Gives you nothing on counter hit anymore. Doesn't hit grounded, but still a great utility. Great move. Complements her arsenal so well. And then Magic 4. I can't speak highly enough of this move. -9 safe on block, 11 frame high counter hit launcher.
Yeah, really good.
With pretty decent range.
Yeah, it has really good range, but you have to be careful.
So yeah, 11 frame counter hit launcher.
Yeah, but you have to be careful. Even though its range is really good, it doesn't counter hit launch on a tip range. So it's not like if it connects on any range and you're getting a combo, it's not like that. Like if you're playing with Josie, or any other good Magic 4 characters, even Law or even Julia. Even if you connect at tip range, you're going to be able to connect the follow-up no matter what. But here, if it's on tip range, you're not getting your combo, which is very important for Kazumi, because all she has is Magic 4. That is like her main comeback potential move. So yeah, it's just gotta know that you're not going to get a combo if it's on a tip range.
Into big damage. So very, very scary attack. You're gonna want to find flow charts and setups for this, and it can be as easy as doing, honestly, down forward 1 on block or hit or jab.
Yeah, initially it works.
Magic 4. Try to read your opponent, but it's just such a strong move.
Yeah, especially like with different moves, changing at different timings with her fly mix up on Oki, on hit, on block. Like there are certain timings that you could use in order to catch your opponents off guard, like just doing a downward one, waiting for your opponent to try and take their turn, and then pressing Magic 4. So these are the kind of things that you can do in order to get the most out of the Magic 4. So yeah, he's on the ball right now. Regarding Magic 4, he's given you good enough information here, so no complaints here for me. Except for the range thing that he maybe could have mentioned. It's not like it's gonna take too much time.
And then while running 2, kablam, fast mid, long range knockdown, wall splat. Very hard to try to sidestep this. It's not like Ragnar's while running 2, that's easy to sidestep. This is super good, and of course her new move while running 1, +7 on block, high. So you'll just mix these two.
Man, this move is really good against the wall.
And the thing is,
against the wall, if you can
good on block.
Yeah, against the wall. If you can do this, it's basically like a budget electric. Yeah, that's another good reason to play Kazumi. Like especially if you can do instant wall running. I can do it from like one. Like if you can see distance from opponent, I can do it from range one, around range one or range 1.2. Point. It's hard for me. I've barely ever done it point blank, so I'm not gonna say hard for me. So I usually do it like when you have a when you block a move and there's some distance between the characters, that's when I can do it, and it's very useful in that regard. Especially if you can do this from a jab, like on block jab, and you do wall running one, then it's a very powerful move to have.
Look at the pushback. And boom, you're at the wall. Down for 1+2. 40 damage wall splatting throw. Into enormous damage, above average wall combo damage. So again, while running 2 and while running 1, very good even on block. If there are walls, force them to the wall, and at the wall you have disgusting stuff. Again, wall helps downward 1-2. Suddenly you get a wall splat, not only a knockdown into big damage, and you have a 40 damage wall splatting throw. Again, this is really good stuff. She's effective at the wall.
Yeah, but you have to notice she doesn't have a lot of wall splats. Like if you play characters like Paul, even Brian, and a lot of characters, they have so many wall splats. She basically just has down forward 1-2, wall running 2, and wall running 1. Yeah, that's basically it for her neutral moves. And then you have obviously the two throws. Her 1+2 command throw, and the super slow unblockable throw from her stance. These are like the four moves that do, and yeah, and the other two, and only three from neutral, that basically three or four moves that do wall splat. So you really don't have too many choices with Kazumi when you're trying to wall splat or wall break an opponent. It's really hard with Kazumi. It's not like other characters where you can find appropriate move that does it. And the reason for that is because that is Kazumi. She's like a death by a thousand cuts character. She's not going to give you too many knockdowns. So that is one of the main reasons that you're not going to get a lot of wall splats with her, with these moves. Yeah, let's move on.
And then Fearless Warrior, back 3+4, backwards, immediately.
Yeah, main purpose of telling that was that she is effective at the wall, but she's not that great. Like so many people tend to think.
Low crush, low evasion, can do it forward, can do it backwards, can cancel them into each other. And then,
But yeah,
as you can see,
be
we
careful
have,
while
it's a
canceling.
stance.
She
We
cannot
have
block.
attacks from here.
She cannot
This
block.
is where we have a classic 50-50. This is a hell sweep. Launch punishable, obviously, if it's blocked. So a little bit gimmicky in that she gets a classic 50-50 from a stance. And it's still nowhere near as effective as Kazuya's, considering you have to fly into it. And then the mid options aren't that scary.
Yeah, because that's the thing. When you're doing fly, they know that you have to look out for like 4 or 5 moves, and that's it. Well, Kazuya and other characters, they have all the mix-ups available from their neutral, so they can go for safer option or for the 50-50 option, no matter what, and you have to guess. You still have like 50 to 60 moves to contend with that they could do from that situation. But when Kazumi flies, a flyer move is coming, or whatever, they might not do anything and try to do, and that's how you build mind games. You sometimes just don't use the fly and change your timing to catch your opponent off guard, like a magic four or something like that. So yeah, it's very hard. That's true. This is good by MainMan, like telling what the limitations are with this stance.
This is -11 mid knockdown. You can do 1+2 +4 on
Man,
block, which is pretty cool. You can do
only
a free.
it was
Safe on block at
-9.
-7. But this
I
is
mean, how shitty it is. Her only wall bounce comes from a stance. It's super interruptible, and it's punishable. It's not even like I'm doing something is interruptible without a stance. Like for example, Julia has 4/4 1+2. And I love Julia to death, but when I see Julia's war bounce and when I see Kazumi's war bounce, I'm like, ah man, she got a rough end of the deal. Hopefully they make it -9. I don't know why they ever made it punishable. It just doesn't make sense. It's so slow.
It's fuzzy guardable. It's 23 frames, much lower than the health sweep. But she
Yeah,
has a nice
interruptible.
gimmicks
Yeah,
from here. Wall splatting throw from Fearless Warrior.
yeah.
It's
At
pretty
least he
cool
talked
to
about
have.
that.
You
That's
can even
good.
do an unblockable with forward 1+2. So again, there's some 50-50 utility and some neat shenanigans from that stance. And then other moves
Oh
are
yeah, and she also has her health sweep. Yeah, I think he did the health sweep of mainly her launcher, 3+4. It's very risky. You don't throw it often, but when you are sure that they're just going to duck and take the health sweep, when you're so sure in your read that they're going to duck for the health sweep, go for that and get your money's worth. And get like 70 to 80 damage with the wall.
Kazuya's forward foot 3, she does with forward foot 4. Mid launcher, -7 on block, however. Back 2 is a really nice homing space control move, long range mid.
Yeah, really good
To
moves,
just
but
shut down
yeah.
movement completely. -9 on block though. Forward 4 is a good homing move, I feel. And then 3-2
Forward 4
is
is
a
a
good
good
homing move,
you
I
feel.
feel.
Yeah, he's right. It's a really good homing move. It's just that when you have back 4, you really don't have any need to do
Forward 4
forward 4 because back 4 is mid. The only
is a good
reason you would
homing
try
move.
to get
Shut down movement
do
completely. -9 on
do
block
forward
though.
4.
Forward 4 is a good homing move.
I think forward 4 is tailspin and gives better frames. I think that is the only reason you might want to do forward 4. Otherwise, always stick with back 2 because yeah, it's a mid and it's faster. So why go for forward 4? So yeah.
I feel. And then 3-2.
Oh, and back 2 has more range as well. So there are like few things that if you have two homing moves and one does everything better than the other, then why bother using that one? But yeah, it's cool to throw it once in a while. It's not too bad.
Mid high, natural combo, 15 frame. That's guaranteed. Or you can do 3-1, mid mid. But this one is unsafe at -13, but a pretty decent mix up. Down for 2 for whip
Yeah, not
punish is really nice. On block, this is -24, so be careful. But it's a good whip punish, considering our hop kick has literally no range whatsoever.
Yeah, good whiff punish. And does he mention?
But play more with patience, you know.
Oh yeah, he does not mention. So if you have a hard read on a high, go for it. It's a high crush. Like if you see the frames,
no range whatsoever.
if you see the frames,
But it's a good whip
um,
punish is really nice. On block, this is
yeah,
-24.
it doesn't show
so
on
be
frames for some reason, but it is a high crush. Just trust me. Especially like when you know that your opponent is going to go for jabs, then it's because I think it high crushes for a few frames, not a lot of frames. So you have to be careful. Like for example, when she's going up and just when she's connecting, that she might not be high crushing then. So whenever they're going for like a fast move, a jab, especially a jab or like a very fast high, like a magic forward, things like that, then you can go for down forward 2 as a hard read when you know that they're going to go for that. Especially like on block, we know people have to have a tendency to press jab on block and try and punish you. You can go for down forward 2 to just knock their teeth out.
careful, but it's a good whiff punish.
So yeah, do be
our
careful.
hop kick has literally no range whatsoever. But play more with patience, like R-Slam. 1-1-2 is also a great punish. You don't always have to launch.
Yeah,
keep it safe.
that's really important. That's a
and
very
then
good thing that you told. Like often you don't have enough frames to do that, and you can run in and do 1-1-2. It's a bit harder now because of war running 1, but you can still cancel the war running with a back input and go for 1-1-2. It's a bit harder, but you can still do it. and you can punish with 112 in situations where you feel like you don't have enough frames to do a launcher.
Staying mid, down forward 4. It's very strong. Down back 3 is a good low, +2 on normal hit. It's really nice. And then down back 2, 3, 4. Low, 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 and every hit is delayable. So you can play around with the timing there. When you do launch someone, she has some of the best wall travel. She has insane wall travel.
Okay, so what did he tell you about down back 3? I just missed
3
that.
is a good low, +2 on normal hit. It's really nice. And then
yeah, I think now here I'll just say that because of time constraint, he could not tell everything. So I'm just gonna give him a pass on this one. But for you, if you're doing down back 3 with Kazumi, you have to know certain things. First, it doesn't have as good a range as down back 4. Down back 4 gives more frames. But the advantage of this is that it's completely unseeable. Down back 4 can be seen by a few characters. Can be seen by good players, and who have like very good practice against Kazumi. And they can recognize the animation early enough. They can sometimes block it on reaction. So it is, and obviously it's slower, so you're taking more risk of eating like a magic 4 or a high counter hit launcher with your opponent's character. So down back 3 is better in that sense. But when it comes to range, you go for down back 4. But when you're building like poke momentum, you can go for down back 3. So just be careful in which range and spacing that you're using these two moves.
And down back 2, 3, 4. Low, 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 and every hit is delayable. So you can play around with the timing there.
Yeah.
When you do launch
just to let you know that with down back 2, 3, 4, even though every hit is delayable, even if you don't delay the third hit, if a second hit is blocked, they can still interrupt with a dick jab or a while standing 4. So if the second hit is blocked, sometimes you have to just take it on the chin. But yeah, if they're like looking for a bigger punish, then you can go like a 14 frame punish as it's -14. Then you can finish the string and fuck them up. So yeah.
She has some of the best wall travel. She has insane wall travel.
Yeah, really
Punish,
good
10
wall
frame,
travel.
112, 12 frame, 1+2 into Fearless Warrior. Super big frame advantage and damage. Great 12 frame.
Yeah, I would advise not to do that too much with Kazumi, because with Kazumi, obviously, as you say, you usually play the patient game, and if you're doing 1+2 into Fearless Warrior, you're basically just saying, just you're going in too much. You're risking too much, because obviously going to 50-50 mode, you do gain things, but you don't gain too much, because she's not a 50-50 character, as you've seen MainMan mention. She gets more utility out of her because if you don't do and that's the main thing that I wanted to say, not to do this punish too much, especially at the wall. If you do this at the wall and you don't go into the fly, you are on a very huge disadvantage. So this is one thing that you have to remember with Kazumi. If you are at the wall, never do this punish unless you really want to build momentum and just go for a fly mix up. Otherwise, you are big, and you have to do the fly mix up. Otherwise, you are the one who is going to be taking a mix up. So just be careful with this punish. I would advise to use 112 more instead of this, even if your opponent is -12. And obviously when it goes to -13, you just automatically go for down forward 1-2, which has better range and obviously better damage and the same Oki that you get with 112.
15 frame, hop kick has no range, so it's hard to launch with her at 15. You can do 3-2 for 50 damage. This has great range. And down for 2 at 18 frames for big punish. While standing, 11 frame, while standing 4-4, hits like a truck. 12 frame, while standing 1-2. turns into 13 frame from far away, really good.
Yeah.
And while standing free at 14, launch at 15 with hop kick, but it has no range, while standing 2 at 18, delay hop kick for big sweeps. So how do we counter her? High evasion attacks or high crush attacks are great versus Kazumi due to the over-reliance or reliance on jabs and Magic 4. So high evasion is great if you want to go in
that's
on
true.
her.
But it's not that great because Kazumi does have down forward one, which a lot of players would tend to use. So I don't see it as a really good advice because this advice can work for any character. This is not really a specific character advice. But yeah, if your opponent is looking to do a lot of magic fours, then high crush can be good. But if they rely, just see if their down forward ones are more predominant, then maybe not go for high crushes as much.
So please use that a lot.
Yeah, don't use that a lot. That's what I was going to say. If you do high crush a lot, your opponent is just start going to go for down forward ones and then go to fuck you up. Just don't do it too much. Yeah, just see your opponent and place them well. Don't do it a lot.
And if your opponent is lazy with down forward 1, 2, and let's face it, a lot of Kazumis are, they end with down forward 1 a lot. Punish this. Minus 13. Do the biggest punish you have. And then 3, 2, a lot of Kazumis are super lazy with this.
Yeah.
Not even me.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that, but that's on me. That when I see a player ducking, I start mixing it up. If a player doesn't duck, why do I need to mix it up? I'm not getting punished. I'm getting enough. I can even set it up for a magic 4. So it's really on the opponent. But if you say if it's ducked even once, first you use it as a punisher. If you use it in the neutral, just check if your opponent is ducking. If your opponent is ducking it, even then don't do it too much because then they might start ducking. So if you're doing this in a match, try and mix it up if you want to do it in the neutral. Otherwise, I would just recommend to go for just the 3 or just to use it as a whiff punisher or a block punisher. That's it.
Mixing it with the mid version. Second hit is high, duck, launch punish. Make sure to punish that. You see that so often. Make sure you break the down forward 1+2 throw. There's no real reason to duck Kazumi. So you don't want to duck this throw. You want to break it. So make sure you can break 1+2 throw. It certainly helps against this character. And be ready for this throw if you ever have your back towards the wall, which tends to happen. Punch parries are good, I feel, as there's just a bombardment of jabs and down forward 1 most of the time, so punch parries are good.
That's a good advice.
Punish is kind of weak for 15. They often have to opt for that, so try to abuse attacks that are like minus 15 if they have some pushback and she can't really launch.
Nah, still, I would say don't abuse it. 3-2 is a super good punisher. I actually use that more, even if I can launch it. I use that more because I also get Oki afterwards with down 2. Oftentimes, you go 3-2, down 2 into war running 2, and often if they try to do anything on the ground, the war running 2 will get him. If they don't try to do anything, war running 2, like this is a very classic Kazumi setup. This is for Kazumi players. That if you go 3-2 down 2 into warring 2, your opponent, you catch your opponent doing anything, so because you have enough frames to catch them with a warring 2. If you're fast enough on this, that's another thing. But if you're not, then obviously that's another thing as well. But if you do 3-2 down 2 into warring 2, you're getting a combos with the damage anyways, especially if it hits on counter hit. And then if it doesn't, you can start building momentum right away anyways. So it's so if you're playing against Kazumi, don't just start abusing minus 15 moves. Yeah, she struggles with the launch punish, but she's not completely useless.
So that's worth looking into. And
worth looking into, yeah.
For while standing punishment. And that was Kazumi. Thanks for watching the video. Take care. What?
Another addition. I'm not gonna bash him. He did a decent job for 9 minutes. Because obviously, even with Kazumi, it's really hard to cover a lot. With how much information that he could give. But I wish he would have touched on at least these two or three things, like I did with Magic 4, and some of the things that he said with the down forward 1, 2. That wasn't that helpful. He didn't touch on the backswing blow. She has a really good backswing blow, which on counter hit gives a free follow up, down to follow up. He didn't mention that. He didn't mention her parry, her her. I don't know if he did. If he didn't, I'd say he should have mentioned that one. The back 1+2. It's a really good parry, especially now after the season 4 buff. It's actually usable, because it activates faster, and it has a lot of active frames as well. So it's not like it's you have to be really precise with your parry. So it has a lot of active frames. It's a power crush parry, and do it does serve her well when she's in panic. It's a good panic tool, to have, especially with a character that doesn't have any panic tool. And what else that I feel that he should have mentioned? Yeah, down 4, really important Kazumi moves, because as I said, Magic 4 down back 3. Because oftentimes when you're playing with Kazumi, because you're using jabs and Magic 4 and down forward ones, your opponent is probably going to be frustrated, and he's also going to start using his faster moves, down forward ones, Magic 4 pokes. So when he's using those moves, and you try to go for a low like down back 3 or down back 4, you do run the risk of getting counter hit. So in that sense, you need to use down 3 or down 4, especially down 3. Even though it's launch punishable on tip range, most characters cannot punish it, and it's unseeable. It's quite fast. It's like a 16 frame or 17 frame, high crushing low. So I cannot stress enough how good Kazumi's down 3 is. Use that move. Yeah, he should have touched on that. But apart from that, I think it was a very solid attempt. And obviously he didn't touch on, which the thing that I wanted to say that he should have touched on was with 1-1 and down forward 1. Your main game is not just mixing them up like on a linear basis. You have to incorporate sidestepping with Kazumi as well. When you start incorporating sidestepping with your down forward ones and your 1-1, because these are -3 moves, -1, -3 moves. Like any move that with her that ends on a -3 or up to -4, you can sidestep on. So just and her sidestep is really good. You're going to avoid most shit if the shit doesn't track on the side that you're sidestepping on. So be careful. Like just add these things to your to your game as well, not just the linear game. With Kazumi, as I see that it helps a lot if you develop your sidestepping skills along with your. But yeah, also don't be predictable. Like don't always go jab sidestep down for sidestep. Then your opponent will know that he's always going for a sidestep. So just remember that when you have to go for it and when you don't have to go for it. But yeah, my voice is cracking now. I certainly didn't mean for it to be this long. But I think yeah, he did a commendable job. I just wanted to see if he missed something that guys could benefit with knowing. Obviously, even now, I haven't told you enough. Obviously, there are so many things with combos, setups, and some other things. Her upward 3-4, he didn't mention. It's a really good move now. Like there are a lot of things that even I can mention right now. But yeah, for beginner guide, beginner intermediate, this will serve you well. Yeah, good job, T-Man. Have a good one. You too. Bye bye.